We begin with fire watch coverage this midday out of Douglas County, where fire crews have been working overnight to control a large blaze just south of Elkton. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jamie Hayes. Air resources are arriving today to help battle the MEHL Creek fire near that area. The fire was first reported last night and has since grown to nearly 200 acres. Now, according to the Douglas Forest Protective Association, the fire is located about 3 miles just south of Elkton near MEHL Creek Road. And KEZI 9 News reporter Jacob Roberts has been there all morning long. And Jacob, you now have gotten an update from fire crews there. What are they saying today?
That's right, Jamie. Fire crews said they made good progress on this fire overnight. They still estimate it's between 150 to 200 acres, the same numbers we told you this morning, because they're getting an airplane up into the sky to get an aerial view of this fire and get a better idea of how big it is actually. But you can see behind me off in the distance, crews are working right now up on this hillside, and there are still active flames, and they are working with chainsaws in their equipment, putting out some of these hot spots. We also shot some more video this morning to show you what it looks like along MEHL Creek Road here. Kyle Reed with the Douglas Forest Protective Association said crews have created a fire trail around the entire perimeter now. That's just within the last few minutes they accomplished that, but it's still just 50% contained. The north end of the fire continues to be a challenge. 115 people are now on the ground to help, and 2 helicopters have been ordered. There's a number of elements making it difficult on crews. It's still unseasonably warm and dry. Plus, the fire is burning in old logging areas that have dry, dense debris piles that easily burn. Reed said fire season just started last Friday in Douglas County, and this does not bode well.
Looking locally, we're close to 45 fires or so far this year, when on average we should be closer to about 12 or 15 fires. So we've seen a big uptick in fires this year, not only here locally but statewide.
The Douglas Forest Protective Association and Elkton Rural Fire Department are working on the fire with help from several nearby agencies as well as some private contractors. Now, the roads in this area, they are open. Traffic is flowing, but do keep in mind, if you live in this area, there is a lot of fire traffic, vehicles coming and going. So definitely avoid the area if you can. Slow down a little bit as well. Law enforcement out here monitoring things as well. The cause of this fire, by the way, still under investigation. We're live near Elkton. Jacob Roberts, KEZI 9 News.
All right, Jacob, thank you so much for that. And let's go to meteorologist Ben Ames, who's been tracking the conditions of that fire all morning long. And Ben, what's the weather going to be like for firefighters out there?
Yeah, so the good news is the wind has started to calm down a little bit. From what we saw last night, the really gusty winds, that's why everything spread so quickly with this fire, and it went to about 200 acres so quickly. That's not going to be the case today. The winds have calmed down for the most part this morning. Now, later on today, we'll keep an eye on those winds, see if they pick back up. But for now, really what we're looking at is just another very hot and dry day down towards Douglas County. So let's talk about our current conditions. Now, this is going to be in Elkton itself, where it's currently 72 degrees, a very warm morning. There's no doubt about it. The relative humidity value, currently 47%. So, it could be a little bit worse in terms of how much moisture is in the air right now. But the big thing, the wind speed, only 2 miles an hour. Those calm winds that we've got right now, that is why they've been able to firefight overnight and do a good job of starting to contain the MEHL Creek fire. So that's great news. Again, just going to zoom in really quickly and show you where this is and show some of the wind particles. And you can see barely any wind right now over top of us. And the only wind that we've got really at all is going to be coming in from the north and the west. So that's good, because the northwest, that's where the Pacific Ocean is. So the wind that's coming in has moisture in it. That's what we want. We don't want the winds from the northeast. That's where the wind coming in from the Great Basin, from Idaho, and bringing in a lot of dry air is going to be from. But right now, you can see it's basically about 3 miles southwest of Elkton, between Highway 38 and Highway 138 as well. Relative humidity right now, if you look elsewhere, you head down towards Roseburg, only 35% relative humidity. But out towards the coast, where the marine layer is still sitting right off the coast there, that's where we've got higher relative humidity values. So overnight, it looks like I think these humidity values are going to increase again. That's good for firefighting. We're also going to talk about just how hot things are expected to get today and what we're expecting for the rest of the weekend. I've got all the details in my full forecast coming up in just a bit. Jamie?